Minister of Interior, Mr. Siaga. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of organizing this press conference is to brief the public on the measures taken by the Ministry of Interior and its line security institutions to respond and address to the recent crimes and other security issues in the country. The Ministry of Interior, through its line departments, is mandated to enforce government policies to ensure the internal peace and stability of the Gambia are effectively enhanced and sustained. I find it important to highlight key points of the Ministry's mandate for your information. To ensure adequate protection of life and property, to ensure effective and efficient crime management and efficient crime prevention and detection, to strengthen disaster prevention, management and social mobilization, to regulate and monitor the entry, stay and exit of nationals of all countries. All of these responsibilities are anchored on our vision, which is to transform the ministry into an effective and efficient institution which can be relied upon to provide a safe and secure socio-economic and political environment which will be conducive to socio-economic activities. On that note, I wish to invite the Honorable Minister of the Interior to give his speech. Thank you.
I give you all the peace to stand. First of all, we welcome the Minister of the Interior for the first briefing and give him a statement. Fellow Gambians and residents of the Gambia, on the 19th September 2022, my ministry issued an official press statement expressing concerns about the recent trend in homicide cases across the country. This is worrying and signal the need for heightened security engagement. These victims of murder and other forms of crime lost their lives in some circumstances, resulting in altercation, domestic scuffles, and minor misunderstandings. Regrettably, what makes this awful social phenomenon so sad and pathetic is that most of the reported cases happen in our homes and other private places, and thus threaten our social cohesion, peace and security as a people. While most of these crimes committed by Gambians are homicides, we have also noted with great concern the created scene and state robbery involving two nationals of China who deliberately stab each other for sinister purposes. My ministry wishes to sternly condemn these crimes and calls for the immediate prosecution of the perpetrators through our competent courts of law. The Ministry of Interior is resolved to combat and mitigate crimes of all kinds head-on, as we enjoy the public support and cooperate with the police and other forces in the national crusade. The ministry is poised to support operations meant to crack down on criminals and prosecute anybody found in breach of the laws of the land. In a swift response, the police patrols are within and beyond the identified violent crime spots in an attempt to increase police visibility for deterrence and swift responses as and when the need arises. In the past week, police have conducted stop and start mobile patrols, night patrols, to ensure that people live in a safe and peaceful society. My office thereby informed the general public that the crime rates in the country has witnessed a slight decrease, about 15% in number of cases reported for the first and second quarter of 2021 and 2022 as per our quarterly crime report. I just want to discuss that a bit. When this issue came up, the question was, why am I talking about the decrease in crime when we have got recent incidents of more than so forth. I just said this. We are referring to our crime statistics. It has nothing to do with the particular incidents that happened recently. Those covered a particular short period of time that we saw those gruesome actions that violated our people's lives, and people unfortunately lost their life. But when we talk, we have to talk about incidents as well as how they relate to what was happening before, and then we continue to say whether or not it shows an increase in crime trends or not. As part of sustained efforts to raise awareness of internal security important, my ministry works in close collaboration with the police and other sister forces to ensure that we conduct a nationwide security sensitization to aim to educate and raise awareness of the citizenry on the security and its importance of peaceful coexistence and respect for the rule of law. In complementing the drive to reorient the minds of the people and create awareness, I wish to call on community elders, religious elders, youth groups, and all peace-loving and respected people in our society to enjoy our clarion call for peace and stability in our country. We only have Gambia as our home. Some of us have been abroad for nearly 20 years because we are afraid of what's happening. Yes, we can talk about what happened. I think we should be mindful also that this is a country that the only country we can call home. It's a destination for tourists. It's a destination for our people in that who want to come here to enjoy their holidays. So if we depict it as such a holiday place, who wants to come to a holiday place? They are every day somebody's kid. What happened? We don't really think we should brush up on under the carpet, but we should be mindful of how we say it so that at least we don't paint our country so red that no one wants to come here. A lot depends on it. Our tourism industry. Even our own people try to come home, will be afraid to come. So that is why, when we are talking about these things, we also point out that yes, these are happening, but comparatively, the trend is not as high as people say. Generally, there is often a correlation on drug abuse and upsurge in crime to this end. There is a general notion that some of these crimes recorded happen under influence of illicit drugs and other forms of intoxication. But in sense, we always talk about drugs, but we forget to mention about alcohol. There are reports around that young children are going around buying alcoholic beverages and spiking them. When that happens, it causes a problem. Yes, drug-related, but alcohol also is a concern. All of us have to really talk to our children and our families to be careful of what they consume. From 2016 to 2021, the Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Gambia, registered 3,442 cases involving 3,544 accused persons. That's a big number. But we can therefore be active on the ground, try to make sure drug interdiction is effective. They go out and make sure they get arrested. And we have 1,057 trafficking-related cases and 2,110 possession cases. It's all about drugs. The agency sees various types of drugs ranging from cannabis resin, cannabis sativa, clonazepam, diazepam, and ecstasy, etc. The agency also registered landmark uses of cocaine and Moroccan hashish in 2020 and 2021 respectively. The landmark cocaine seizure at the seaport in 2021 is currently ongoing in court. I wish to all that encourage the general public to be vigilant and law-abiding for the continuing peace and harmony and stability of our country. Before I end this address, statement, I just want to say it concerns this ministry greatly that crimes are being committed. But if you look at some of the crimes that, for instance, in other cases, most of them are from domestic sources, people fighting between their homes and getting out into the street. An individual going into a hotel room and it ended up in murder. We say, what are the police doing? I ask myself, and we ask ourselves, even if we have police cover the head, we are giving the stranger to go into a room that people go to have. No. When this happens, police will investigate. Most of those cases that have happened resulted in arrest. The primary function of the police is the prevention of crime. Where we fail to prevent the crime from happening, police will investigate. And successful investigation leads to arrest. And so on and so forth. We spoke about the Chinese case. They thought they can really blind time also that they can try to claim why people are talking about the race in crime, and they did that. But people believed it went to the extent that some journalists decided to print that actually the Chinese was killed, only for the police to investigate and cover up the fact. They stayed so that they can do over 3 million or so dollars of their employment. So, what we say has effect on us. Journalists have a responsibility to responsibly report what happened. If you just go on, you hear before you verify, you plus it there. It's what we talk about, in other areas, whatever you do, whatever action you take, there's a counter action, something result from it. You have to be careful to show our country as it is. I have written somewhere on the Facebook page and I said, the Gambia is known for being a smiling post. And because of the peace, unique because of the peaceful nature of the country. But some people said, why am I talking about peace? Here, there are 13 parts. Even before anything happened, a lot of our families ran out of this country to celebrate. Do we want that? No. We want our people to be able to come and enjoy peaceful holidays. Whatever we do it peacefully. There are avenues where you can go to report your concern. For instance, the people are talking about corruption. The National Audit Office is doing the job, and it's not even keeping it itself. It's going public. You have the Ombudsman Office where you have concern, you can go against your concern. There was a member of parliament nominated who was removed from office because the appointer said, I'm not satisfied, I'm going to move. See, challenge and went to court and won. The courts are working. Let us use those avenues lawfully available to us and stop talking about, we talk about peace and underlying is threat. The police force is ready to challenge any threat to peace. And when we say threat to peace, we mean our combined peace in this nation. We want to go home and sleep. Yes, the people breaking their houses, it's a concern for us. If people stop us in the street and drop our property, it's a concern. May I just talk a little bit about even our school children? When we talk about they have their personal ceremony. They go in the streets, driving crazy, speeding vehicles and hurting each other. What are we trying to show? Please, let us tell our children. We want them to leave a legacy for their own children. We bring them up, take them to school, now they have to graduate. Before they can go, they get involved in accidents. They get gruesome injuries, some lasting for life. I remember incidents where some children even lost their life. And then what happened? Family members will come, no, we don't want to do this and that, asking for the police to drop charges and so forth. We are not the enemies of the public. We are from those like you. Some of us are relatives among you journalists, among the politicians, when we sit and talking, sometimes across the board, across the aisle. We have family members in opposing camps. Yes. We live together in harmony. We live together in peace, and this country progresses. Without peace, there can't be any progress. Even if you want to pray, if there is really war going on, we want to let them have that to pray. Let us try to go to peace that was left for us by our parents, then we can be the same to our children. I just started with the issue. There are a lot of issues surrounding that. There's a Bantakate important issue. It's not making this issue. But so many issues surrounding the procedures to prosecute. Because another party is there. And what proceedings are like? You go to court, you want to prosecute a case, the defense comes in, certain arguments, and you can use counter arguments ongoing until those arguments are sorted. The main case is defended. What we are really trying to help Bantakate in this legislation, we are trying vehemently to make sure we get any other person involved in this case being prosecuted. The crime we have got statistics. In fact, what we compile, I have read online, people talking about comparing the present regime of government's record of crime in this time compared to the time of the argument. We have got, sorry, because it was the president, we have compiled data from 2016, which we have to indicate all those offenses that are happening across the board, and he will also come and talk about this, the prosecution and so on. But we have got statistics we can share for you to see. We were not the only, in fact, when I mentioned it, we spoke about it, because that's the only part, that's what we said. The slave said it's life increase. That's what we said. None of it, we are waiting. Even 1% increase in private is concerned. That's what we are encouraged to do. But we have got the statistics to share with you, for you to see yourself. And these are not doctors. If we give it to you today, keep it, let's say, ask you to give the same people. Because we have got the statistics building. Every week, I get a return of cases that are reported at the ministry. It's a continuous process. We keep those data. Why are we keeping this data? We want the police to go to crime and where it's happening, so that they can address those areas and most of the crime. If you don't have that data, you cannot. We are not keeping it for publicity, but we thought we should share this as possible. Yes, I am, but I've really got it, that's what we share it. You are the talk about it.
Thank you very much. So I said about public relations officer of the Global Law Enforcement Agency. On the first aspect of your question regarding the reforms of prosecution, what the minister gave is because of time, that's why we summarize the statement. But it's actually a cumulative total from 2016 to 2021. Now, with regards to the returns of prosecution, you will notice that in 2021, cumulatively, 2020 there was 107 convictions, 32 acquitted, a total of 139. For 2021, 142, 15, and 127. You have also the statistics prior, but this is not to give us against 2016. 2016 to date, we had the cumulative total of arrests. But with regard to the returns of prosecution, cases progress in other year. It could start 2020 and then go to 2021. Earlier, we had this issue where cases were not progressing as we wish because we had limited court. But this matter has been addressed. When we engaged with judiciary, what happened was matters are now decentralized. In Basse, there is a court that hears, in fact, initially we had narcotic courts, but now all the magistrate courts can handle and address drug-related matters. So for that, we have this total on 2020 and 2021. As I said, the statistics was from 2020 to 2021, and this return that I gave you was basically for 2020 and for 2021. Regarding Bantakate's case, it is good that you asked the question because you have been covering that matter diligently. and hence the matter is in court and proceeding, I will limit whatever analysis I make based on that. I'm just issuing a disclaimer because their defense counsel also listening. This is will be live, benefit, historical book, and it will have an impact, possibly citing us on that particular matter. So I will limit my analysis on that based on what you have said, because the matter is already in court. And if the matter is being adjudicated at court, I cannot come here and start opening up all the issues regarding it. I believe the matter is ongoing in court, and you have been covering it. If you even remember the last story, the point ran on it. We made an application for the forfeiture of its properties, which the court granted, and then I think they also presented a counter argument that that should not be forfeited to us. So the matter is ongoing in court. I believe what will help is there are lots of speculations and issues surrounding this, from social media, from different other accounts and stories. But then you have very limited reporters from the mainstream media that are covering these court cases to give people the accurate information. So this brings about some of this problem. But as far as the case is concerned, the matter is in court and it is progressing. Banker Taylor was not traced, but is being tried in absentia. This will also give me the opportunity to raise the issue on when somebody said that Banker Taylor is a ghost. I made this very clear. A ghost will not have a property registered in his name. A ghost will not be legally married to somebody who is a human being who exists in this country. And in fact, she has a property somewhere around Senegal. And even the wife was one time indicted in one of the matters ongoing in court. So it is up to people on whether you want to do critical analysis, rely on speculation, or you want to base the matter on fact. So one, the matter is ongoing. Banker Taylor was not traced, so therefore he is tried in absentia, and he is not a ghost because he has a wife, he has a property that is here that has been forfeited, he has account at bank registered in his name. Now what is upon you who don't believe the information is the area that has been said. Do your analysis to see this individual there does it exist. So we are all here for the same thing. Approaches may differ, but we are all here for the same thing. Let us just exercise patience. Because I relate with some of you at a personal level, and I know that you are concerned, and I know most of you to be very responsible. So let's just be patient with each other. Yes, what you said, initially we mentioned that, and it is key. Because to the layman, they don't understand that there are different players within the criminal justice system. They believe that we arrest and we prosecute, and at the same time we make judgment, but there are different players within the criminal justice system. So this is why when the question was raised, especially when we were hearing the case of Lamin Sadron, and a person who has been arrested, and I believe the response was in regards to a question on whether the matters are not being diligently prosecuted. Then I responded to say, this is not a matter of somebody who is accused of technicality. This is somebody who pleaded guilty. So therefore the record is there. So there is no basis to say there was no diligent prosecution. But then, answering your question, what we are doing, what the agency did and the ministry did was to raise this matter up with the judiciary. And I think the DG and the minister have had several meetings with the Solicitor General. But notwithstanding, we noticed that it sometimes comes up. And this is why when we had this particular case, for the public to understand, we brought this out to the limelight for people to understand that yes, you might see people coming out. I also use this opportunity to clarify one thing. People see also somebody arrested and then they see them know that they don't know that within 72 hours, if you don't take them to court, you need to grant the person dead. So this is a concern for us. The matter is being engaged with the authorities because we believe that it does not help, and it is a mock, and I will repeat, it is a mockery to the criminal justice system. Why do I say this? Because people need to have trust and confidence. We don't arrest alcohol. Why don't we do so? We will be going ultra vires because it's not provided for in the Drug Control Act. So this is why we raise the matter, believing that especially people who have repeated offenders, arrested on 2 to 3 occasions, paying the fine, then definitely if their matter comes up, we should stick to the Drug Control Act. I hope that answers your question. What we are doing is engaging the judiciary because they are also players. And remember, the judiciary is independent. We could say this in the public, but that's not where the problem is solved. Because if the matter is adjudicated, you are not happy on it, what do? You have a time frame within which you need to appeal. We explore those options, but not limited to that. We try to engage them. But we believe that all of us are one players and the judiciary should help. Because otherwise, if these people come in and people see them back tomorrow in the street, it does not help. And these are all among some of the contributing factors. Because when we talk about statistics, we look at the limitation, but we also look at other variables that need to be considered. And this is about managing perception. So we say this so that you can also help us add this. I'm not speaking on behalf of the minister, but I want to say another aspect here on what he said about people having family members here and there. You have a closely tied society that I believe there is no one among you here that does not have a friend or a brother within the services, or a sister or a relative. So therefore, let us join hands and let us work together. Us working together is for our collective interest. Because today, there is a Nyomi Cassidy somewhere in Nyomi, perhaps only listening to a WhatsApp. And the influence that this social media and the reliance, because most of these people don't have the ability, the critical thinking ability to be able to dissect and critically evaluate this information from social media. And they tend to believe it more than even you. So to me, it is a collaborative effort. What we are trying to say is not only for us, it's for us to gain relevant, but for you people also to gain relevant in the sense that you have that responsibility to be able to inform people. Battling drugs is on 2 fronts, anywhere across the globe. We have supply suppression, drug demand reduction. On the supply aspect, together with partners, we are intensifying our interdiction and legal activities. And also there is the aspect of demand reduction, which has to do with prevention, treatment, and care harm reduction. For the sake of time, what I will say is, we have our school-based prevention programs. We go to schools, we do sensitization, we establish drug-free clubs. And recently, if you go to Nakumak, you see, we even over the summer, we had a summer camp for more than 230 schools. We have radio programs. But then, can we do it alone? There is nowhere in the world that one single entity can solve drug problems. Drug issues are cross-cutting and require multi-sectorial approach. And the challenge I've been saying, but I don't know why, I've raised this 1,000 times, but you don't see it there. Let people tell me one CSO, NGO, I've not asked for 2. I've always asked for 1 that is primarily involved in solving the problem of drugs. Because me as law enforcement, there are some sections of the society that I cannot be appealing to. And as Operation said, this thing, I live in Kalini. We live there, we live in this community, we see what is happening. Do we have community action groups among ourselves? You know a compound where this drug is being sold. Youth or 2, 3 elders come together to address, are we doing this? So what we are doing is, we are organizing our radio programs, community sensitizations, engaging the community. But then I can tell, even these youth groups will tell you, when they write to some organization for sponsorship, if it's drug issues, they don't address them. So do they think we can solve it alone? It is not possible. As we used to say, everybody is complaining about the drug problem. How many are part of the solution? And being complacent will not solve this problem, because with drugs, you are either affected directly or indirectly. It's almost Zuma time, so what I would say is that we are engaging in programs, we cannot do it alone. And as operations said, if you want, put police officers in every single compound in this country. If we are not ready, we cannot have the change. Even the most developed countries, with all the advancement in technology, they rely a lot on what? Human intelligence. See something, say something. Do we say something? I will not say something. Why? Because I will be later. but are you safe? The primary product of our work is information. Good information, you have good case. Bad information, if not processed well, or actionable intelligence, you don't have a case. So to settle the matter, we are doing our part, but we cannot do it alone. Let's amplify this for CSO to get involved in the crusade on ground. Thank you.
So, police we are carrying statistics of now, what we have here for 2021 and 2022 compared to 2015. For the first quarter of 2021, we identified some cases. In this case, there are more cases, robbery, assault personal property, and sexual and gender violence cases, and housebreaking and steal. These are the things that we identified. You want to speak up? Yeah, okay. Now, what I'm trying to say is that we identify some cases that we consider to be serious crimes. And these cases are murder cases, robbery, assault for everybody now, sexual and gender-based violence cases, and housebreaking and stealing cases. Now, for 2021, we are talking about first and second quarter. That we are trying to do a comparison between 2021 first and second quarter, and 2022 first and second quarter. Right? Now, of all these cases for 2021, we have 731 cases. 731 cases for the first and second quarter, 2021. Now for 2022, for the first and second quarter, we have 620. So you can do the calculation. You'll have value of 50%. I think you want to do the calculation yourself. Anybody here can do it. Am I right? So let's answer your question. Now you get the figure. This is what we have at our statistics office. We keep record of all the cases from Barcelona and the numbers. And just to add on this, the good thing about it is that most of these what cases that people are talking about, there is no case as of this year that we can say we are going to resolve. There is no arrest. Except one. Already the whole people have been arrested. I mean, I'm talking about 2022. And the one that is still not arrested, the person is on the government channel for that to go and get it. So also be a commission to make it. If we cannot prevent that necessary, what we can do. Most of these guys are also reported towards a cake, the state time. All heard about this two guys that very usually they kill there, that was your two in the state. Right. Looking like that, they told them, but they're working for somebody, they mismanaged, stole some part of the money, and decided to stay after they were outlaw. Not only that, they are in objection to nature. We have some of these building charges that are involved in each other. We have asked for from 2022. We have 4 of that kind. And 2 of these are female who are working those clothes. See, the money is handling. The other way, not going to say, as they know, what they don't buy and some money. So something important. So all these things I think I will also appeal to you. Have this story of this more thinking, of making that conclusion as that is what has happened. We find out from us, we let you know. This Chinese for that. We did myself, and the so much conclusive one that they are keep. What's all the case? But nobody don't get into themselves. Deliberately, they want to talk about it. So we also have understand some of these stories also that people are making noise out of some of them are not their key.
What the police does when crimes are reported is to arrest, prosecute, report. So most of the time, when crimes occur, they're not reported to the police immediately. What people do is to go to those crime scenes, contaminate evidences, and make the investigation very difficult for us. Some of these cases are able to come out of court because we don't have substantial evidence to prosecute. These cases, when we take them to court, we have all the we can proceed beyond our mandates, and we can dictate how long or how soon the cases will be out in court. So, whatever case that is prosecuted in court, when the outcome is done, the people are sent to the prison. Most times they are remanded, like the recent cases of suspected murder. All the victims, all the perpetrators, all the suspects are remanded. For those other cases, we present the evidence available to us to
Oh.
And if you don't have substantial evidence, most of the cases just have to happen. So we enjoin the public to join the police, collaborate with us, and ensure with crimes of God, they report immediately and stop contaminating evidence.
I'm Chief Superintendent Mohammed Estiba, the Person for Regulations Officer and the Regulation Department. Yes, responding to the first part of the question that has to do with GID, that you have a lot of people entering into this country, in an irregular manner and sleeping in places that are not acceptable. Yes, we will admit that we have people entering into the country in an irregular fashion, circumventing security checks at the borders. The fact of the matter is that this is an open secret that the Gambia is having a lot of porous entry points. We have official entry points, but virtually along the borders with our neighbors, almost every part is a potential entry point. The Department of Immigration is doing everything that we can to make sure that we take care of these things. And in fact, I think we are doing very well in this in that end. Not long ago, we have come into contact with about 69 kids, who later were identified to be Senegalese. And these people were taken care of, and they were centered at the prescribed center in the country before they were later on reunited with their families. What we usually call on the people, especially people along the borders, is to give all the support for the security forces. Because even if we have all the technologies, even if we have all the resources, it will be very, very difficult for us to restrict the entry of people into the country using certain areas. Knowing the geography of this country very well and knowing how we are living with our neighbors. You have certain locations where you have a house in the Gambia and you have the backyard in Senegal. You have a football field, you have a pitch in the Gambia. And just in the next few meters you are in Senegal. So these are all issues that we are faced with. But generally, I think we are doing very well to make sure that we take care of those things. And this will take me to another. We will have people who will sometimes get into the country, escaping security checks. But the responsibility now lies in law enforcement as well as the general public, especially owners of premises, landlords. If you have people who are resident in your country, in your compound, or you have people living in your premises, like you have mentioned in the car parks, and these are people that are not documented, it is your responsibility. In fact, it's a breach of the law of this country, for you to allow people who are undocumented to be residing in your premises. Equally, it is an offense to employ some people in your business or to be working for you in other areas. So it should be a collective responsibility for all of us to make sure that we take care of some of these things. Thank you very much.
I just want to answer the question of the breaking and all this organized crime that we call happening in more especially kind of municipality. I just want to draw your attention. If you go to police stations, starting from the anti-crime and also police stations, you count how many number of young Gambians are behind bars on the police custody. Citizens come from both, come from all of us, and are doing this breaking and entering. I think here what we should discuss here is attitudinal change. We all have to come on board. But here everybody standing here. Gambia is a small country, a small community. With all of us here, we have crime wars in our doorsteps. Even the reporter who is reporting on social media have a crime carrier at his doorstep or even in his compound. But we don't come out to the police to tell the police A or B. With everybody wants to run out of responsibility. Here we know it's going to be seen with thousands. Just of recent, I deployed 500 police officers who are on the street, and you can see them in getting number to patrol both day and night. But some of these crimes you're talking about are organized crimes. It's not the police can see everything, but the public at their doorsteps are seeing it.
Neighbors, you are a neighbor, you are your compound, your next neighbor, his son or his child is a criminal. You never come with the information to the police because you don't want to be given a name. And this person will be hiding there, harming other people within the surroundings. The police are not there to deny them. But we rely on you people also to come and join in here. We battle this crime committing in this country, more especially kids. Now, you go to the town, big gangs, building their compound, raping his teenagers, young kids, 14, 16, 17-year-old young players. Guys come from Ghana, come from Suka, come from Busuma, everywhere. Kids hiding a compound because they are paying him for hard money. And you, that person working that compound, is having a family. So this is supposed to be a combination. Everybody must have to come on board. We battle against this crime. I agree with you. You can see what's happening. Our own brothers, everybody going, having small and having sisters in their pocket. They have a query or an agreement with themselves, start on the day. And then we cannot post every police officer for every compound or every individual movement where we have the capacity. We can't. But we expect the media also to join, come on board to join. For me, my doors are open. In fact, I would love you to come to me, even if weekly you want in my office, go to meet the people. We work hand in hand. We should all be investigators. Not just get up and just report. But come on board as a family. You have families. You are residents. All of you come from communities, from Buddhas. And each and every one of us, our own Buddhas, we know how many kind of criminals are there. But who come forward? The police cannot know all. And every individual here have known or identified somebody who is a criminal within your area or land. But who come forward to the police? Tell the police. There are so many things they will try to blame people. Just of this end, yesterday, Kotu Kwale here, almost half of the community jumped on the police to obstruct them of boys, kids they found with scissors and knife with them. They went to arrest to take them. Almost 3-4 compounds in this Kotu Kwale, just behind here, have to obstruct the police to say they are not going out. And these are parents, these are brothers who did that. You talk about federal accident. It's true. We all know the young men of Gambia. It's true. And in fact, most of the drivers killing people nowadays on accident are Gambians, not foreigners. In those days, we will say foreigners are here breaking and stealing. Foreigners are here. The police are Gambians. Now, you are a Gambian. You know where you want it. It's on the road. You live in village. You know how much you should run to reach the village. And in fact, the most difficult part here is it's always a problem for the police now, like accidents here. You are my brother, or you are my neighbor. You committed an accident, I committed an accident. You look at the family relationship. They will come to the police, go to the magistrate, you go on, sign an agreement, no post-mortem. You don't want our body to touch. And in the absence of post-mortem, you cannot put that person to court for reckless driving, for killing. But they will all go on this thing. If you involve politicians, people, to say no to the so that post-mortem will not take place, how many of that is happening? And if that is not taking, you're going to put the person to court. This is why I say it's a global attitude change. We should all come on board and change. And we make this guy really good. But the police